results in two states. Tal Heinrich is a spokesperson for the Israeli Prime Minister and joins us live. Tal, thank you for being here on the Hill. So this message was relayed to the United States. We have heard that President Biden and Prime Minister Netanyahu haven't spoken for weeks. Did they talk about this specific issue? How was this relayed?
Thank you for having me on, Blake. My pleasure to be joining you. You see, we have conversations with Washington consistently. There's no daylight between Washington and Jerusalem in what pertains to the goals of the war taking place in Gaza right now, the war that we're dragged into by Hamas on October 7th. We all want to see the hostages back. We want to see Hamas eliminated. We want to see Gaza demilitarized. And we want to make sure that this territory will never, ever pose a terror threat to Israel again. Of course, we're talking about what will happen in the day after Hamas. We're having conversations with our best friends, with our best allies. We do not necessarily see eye to eye on every small detail, but in the bigger scheme of things, we do share the same goals. But you see, you mentioned the term, the two-state solution, Blake.
Yeah, can you tell me if the President and the Prime Minister have spoken on this?
Well, we talk about contingency plans with our partners, of course. You mentioned the two-state solution term a few moments ago, and I want to say this. Hamas is not interested in a two-state solution. What they want is the final solution. They say it, they write it, it appears in their charter, they act on it. What more proof do we need? The first thing we need to do, and this is why Israel is acting in Gaza right now, is to eliminate Hamas. And of course, we hope that after this terrorist regime is no longer, that there will be more pragmatic voices on the other side of the border, and maybe we will be able to work towards peace eventually. But the right conditions have to be in place first. And we say that Gaza... Yes,
yeah, no, I want to jump in because I got to run, but I wanted to ask you, there's this big debate here in Washington about money for Ukraine, money for Israel, money for the southern border, how all of that works together, potentially $14 billion for Israel. Are you worried? I know you say there's no daylight, but this is clearly a different stance between the United States and Israel. Are you worried that with this position, maybe some in Washington might have second thoughts about sending aid your way?
We are sure that Congress will do what is right. We know that the American people are standing by Israel in our fight against a brutal terrorist regime. We just happen to be on the front lines of this fight right now, but we're fighting the fight of the civilized world. What happened to us on October 7th can never, ever happen again, not to Israel and not to any other country.
Okay, I got to leave it there. Tal Heinrich, spokesperson for the Israel.